Hey, well, thank you, everyone.
Hello.
A little bit of confusion today. It is now 2:40, so we'll call the meeting to order at 2:40 p.m. Kind of a rushed afternoon. A bunch of us were at the senior center for a volunteer luncheon that actually started at 1 o'clock. So we kind of rushed back and so forth. So
Yeah.
that's why
I
the
didn't get
meeting was
invited.
starting a little bit later than usual today.
Mhm.
But I'm glad to see everyone here. Um, to kind of help everything along, we have with us today Sherry Firemuth. Um, I don't know that we have Elizabeth O'Brien. Okay, so we have Sherry today. Sherry and Elizabeth are promoting the need for an exclusive playground at the Williams School. They have been working on this project for some time and have met with the DC in the past in regards to this project. Currently, they are exploring where the inclusive playground could be located and would like a letter of support from the Disability Commission. They plan to develop an eligibility request submission to the CPC. So I'll leave the floor to you, Sherry. Does that kind of cover where we are right now?
Yes, I think basically what we had originally proposed was we were hoping that we could keep a playground on the school property.
Okay.
But the roadblock is we have a letter of support from the superintendent, which I think I submitted, um, I think to David. So if you don't have that, I can send it again. But we have a letter of support because that was what you all requested before you could write a letter of support. So the school district supports it. And I think they would welcome it. But we looked behind the school, basically behind the Williams gym was where we kind of put a map. It's basically like all the water lines, and I thought maybe there was some space, but it's pretty much all the way, like it covers just like the whole back of the building, and it goes like
Mm.
there's like manholes every so many
Oh,
feet.
no.
I was like, I'm not an expert in this, but we did walk the area.
Yeah.
And kind of and then really the only other location that would make feasible sense, and I can pull up a map if that's helpful. But otherwise it's really like if you're walking on the parking lot, um, into Legion Field. It's like behind the bleachers, but it's the only way that we see there being a spot where like a wheelchair, if we want something that's inclusive and accessible, and close proximity to the school, that it could be. And we always kind of envisioned it as like it's a resource for the school and the during school hours and the community, which is a widely used space. A lot of kids, I'm sure, would enjoy it during games and things when their siblings are playing football and things like that. But it's close to one of those baseball fields, and it'll be kind of
Teachers.
behind the bleachers. So I don't really know. Like part of where the
Mm.
stall is kind of where, to get approval for this when it involves like property that's beyond the, purview of the school.
So Sherry, who do you think that the property belongs to? Does it belong to the town and the school
Correct.
system, or does it belong to someone else?
I mean, I think it's part of Legion Field.
Okay.
And so I guess I assume that's just the town, but I don't think the school has it's like right out like there's a boundary, a fence
Yeah.
that is
Right.
Legion Field, and it's definitely not the school's property.
Okay.
And so I think they were like, yeah, we'd love it. This could be a spot, but they weren't, like, gonna be the ones pursuing what the path is to that,
Mm.
you know.
Right.
I think they're strapped for time to make that happen.
So at this
Um,
point, do you still want us to write a letter of support for the project? Are you kind of in the middle right now? Because it doesn't sound like you have a firm spot to build it quite yet.
well, I was hoping a letter of support would be a way to sort of say, like, we have
Okay.
support from the Disability Commission and the school district, and sort of if you have advice on where the next step. I mean, I was going to just try to reach out to the Parks Department, but with both letters, I think that would be um, the easiest way to sort of say, like, we have, other people, because I could get, part of like the CPC, we can get, I know parental signatures. I think we can get a lot of support, but I think like getting sort of like a sense of like how much, wiggle room there is to carve out a space for a playground. Because I feel like like not knowing like what the space is, I don't know how to like move forward without kind of getting permission for a space to then budget and get quotes and that kind of thing.
I would
Karen?
say
Jerry,
you probably should talk to the Parks and Recreation, like you mentioned, to kind of firm it up a little. I can ask right now the Disability Commission and get to see if everyone is behind you for support, which I'm sure we will be. And then all I would ask that you do is kind of just send me in a little detail the spot you're describing so I could include it in the letter. And also, again, the copy that you got from the superintendent of their support letter, and we'll do something similar. So let me reach out to everyone. Lorraine, Gloria, Karen, Estelle, would everyone feel comfortable supporting Sherry and Elizabeth in this venture to build that playground?
yes, yes.
So,
Dave, can I just make a comment?
please, Karen,
Legion
go.
Legion Field already has a playground, so I'm not sure that they have one over to the right, like right across from the Vets Club. They put in that playground for Legion Field. So it's not handicapped accessible. I understand that. And I think definitely would write a letter of support, but I don't know that you'd get a lot of help from them putting in an additional
The
playground.
second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good point.
not close enough to the school. Like
No,
there's no
it isn't.
sight line, so it can't be a school playground. So yes, there
Right.
is. And
Right.
I used to live in that area. I don't know if they've
Yeah.
maintained it more since like a few years ago, but it wasn't in great condition. I
The
don't
kids
think,
use it. I mean, I've
yeah.
seen them. They're
I've
always
taken my
there.
kids there, but it was
But it's
not
not
fenced
great,
in.
no.
My son that has special needs, like we have to be very mindful of, like it had a
Mhm.
fence, but an open a gate with no door.
Right. And there's
Yeah.
a steep hill
Very
just to get into it. Yeah.
Right.
But
If you could get the town to support you, I think an additional playground is always a good thing for Bridgewater. I personally would support it. I know Lorraine, you mentioned that.
Yes,
Karen,
yes, definitely.
yes.
Estelle,
Yeah.
Estelle.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
okay, thank you. Okay, so that's a 100% yes. So Sherry, what I would ask you, just send me a little detail about the location,
Okay.
and I will be happy with our team to write up a letter of support. I think it would be a great thing for the town of Bridgewater, and I appreciate you and Elizabeth's efforts to try to get this accomplished. And I also wish you good luck. Nothing is ever easy. So good
No.
luck with that.
And I guess I just wanted to follow up because you mentioned the like, I don't know if you're pursuing the like funding for the pouring rubber on the
Yeah, it's a
park.
lot of work involved with that too. So
Yeah. There is the Municipal ADA Improvement Grant Program that's opening on May 1st through the state. If
Okay.
I can post a link in the chat. If there was any interest in pursuing it, I could do my best to help if that would be of interest.
Great. That would be great.
$250,000 state funded grant. I don't know if I can get it in the chat.
David, can I
But,
just jump in real quick?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're actually going to touch base on that because we just got the ADA transition plan completed.
Okay.
So the town's gonna go after some of those grants. So you don't got to
Wonderful.
worry about
Good.
applying or anything, Sherry.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Thank you for offering, Sherry.
Yeah, well, I had looked into it when I was trying to say, how do you fund a playground before we knew that the CPC was a resource? That was the only kind of thing. Then so I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to apply for anything like this.
Yes.
So we have
Yeah.
a spot. So I definitely wanted to put it out there because it seems like a great funding opportunity.
It does. And
Good.
thank you. So again, send me a little bit more information about where you're thinking. We'll be happy to write the letter of support and, reach out to us as you make progress with this project. And, we look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks. I appreciate the support.
Thank you very much. And we'll get back to you with that. Take care,
All right.
Shelley.
You too.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Next thing on the agenda, Josh was nice enough to invite Chris Hartman to speak on the ADA transition plan. I think I saw Chris quickly, and I don't want to hold him up. So Chris, are you there?
Yeah, I am, David. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good, thank you. Nice to have you
Great.
with us today.
Yep, absolutely. Good to be here. Good to see some familiar faces.
Yeah.
Hope everyone
Hi,
is well.
Chris.
Hi,
How
how
are
are
you?
you? Great, Lorraine.
Good.
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to to jump in and just kind of give some general info out there. Basically, in summary, the town commissioned a ADA, a townwide ADA self-evaluation late last year, and we in the town employed a third-party company called Bureau Veritas that specializes in identifying ADA components of buildings and grounds, so interior and exterior. Overall, did a accessibility assessment of 13 properties, and each building or each property has its own individual assessment plan that was written up for it. And so where we're at now is we do have those on file, and the town's looking to utilize those in the near future here to really finalize a plan to remove what's essentially what called barriers. And a barrier would be anything from the size of a parking spot to the placement of a sign or a door handle, and so that it gets pretty nuanced, but having that information is wonderful. So with that, basically one component of the overall townwide assessment is to garner any feedback from the commission here, as basically tapping into you folks as a resource for anything that may be of importance, that you would know of, or anything that you'd want to add, or anything that you'd want to see particular, and and kind of cross-reference it with what we have. So with that, basically wanted to kind of turn it over and see what everyone's thoughts were. If anyone's had an opportunity to look at the transition report, which is basically a overall summary plan of the approach, and then kind of go from there.
Could I make a comment?
Oh, go ahead, Lorraine.
Yeah. I did have an opportunity to take a very brief look at it, Chris.
Sure. Yep.
And with every item and every building, obviously there were several items that needed to be addressed, many. And along with those items that need to be addressed, there comes a price tag with every
Sure.
single building. So that would probably be the issue. So do you go for grants then to be able to, remedy it? How does that work? That's what I was
Well,
wondering.
Yeah,
I can actually jump in on this if you want,
Okay.
Chris. So yeah, let me just give you guys a brief history because it's been a little while. So I'd say like
Yes.
a year and a half ago, I had applied for a grant in order to do this transition plan, because in order to get the bigger grants that actually address the issues, you have to have a
Mhm.
transition plan in place.
Yes.
So we got denied
Yep.
that grant. So the town went ahead and hired the third party company to come in and get that completed. So now that we have that completed, come May 1st, and this is what I was kind of addressing to with Sherry, those grants open up, and now we can apply for direct money to address those issues that we have in this transition plan. So right now, our big push is to get it on the website and make it publicly available, get the feedback, and at the same time, it's May 1st is when they open up, get the ball rolling on a lot of those. So Chris has been very helpful in getting, the documentation and helping me get work with IT to get it on the website and everything. We're going to get that feedback. We'd love feedback from you guys. Anything that you guys might see as a priority. And when we're applying for these grants, we're going to try to address the biggest problems first, and go from there.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, great. Thank
So, you mentioned that there was 13 properties that they're viewing as most important in the town. Going after the grant money, the thing we've been working for quite a while now is Marathon Park, making it more accessible. Number one, the rubberized poured rubber surface, and then eventually more rides and attractions for children with disabilities. How would our goal fit into the town's goal? There's only so much grant money that's available, and the town's going to go after grant money for the 13 properties that they're assessed as the most important. Will ours fit in that situation? Are we going to be towards the bottom? How is this all going to work out?
So you guys are actually going through CPC. I mean, that's what, at least the last thing I remember
Right.
we spoke on.
Right.
That's not going to affect the grants that we'll be applying for. So
Okay.
that I'd say keep going down that path. Let's, work with CPC's officers, Gina and Carlton,
Yep.
get that submitted, and we'll just keep that separate for right now because, like you said, there are, I mean, based on the reports, there are going to be priorities, and some of them are going to be a little bit higher than the park. And right now, you guys as the Disability Commission want to speak with the CPC and work with the CPC in getting something that you guys think is a priority. And they also can address with CPC money. So
Okay.
that's something that's short term that we can get taken care of, whereas the grant is going to be a little bit more long term. We got to apply. It usually takes 2 to 3 months to hear back, and then we got to get the bid process going and all that. So that won't be, that's not going to be as quickly as we can get through with the CPC.
Okay. And my other question would be, you asked us to maybe provide feedback. So if we were all as a group to look at the ADA self-evaluation and, what's been worked up so far, are you looking for our opinions? Are you looking for something totally on our own? Or what are we looking for here?
Either or. If you guys feel like you want to submit something as a group, that's more than fine. Or if you feel that it'd be more constructive to have individual opinions on it. Like I said, we're at least I believe IT's still working on getting some type of like survey going on the website. Is that right, Chris?
More so, more so a link. I haven't heard about a survey, but I do know, there's a portal or some sort of,
Okay.
something so someone can give some feedback and say, hey,
Okay.
my concern is this walkway in front of this building or whatever example. But yeah, there will be an outlet to send thoughts and whatnot.
Okay, so yeah, well, so we're gonna have that aspect of it, which you guys could, submit feedback on your own through that, and then do something as a group as the Disability Commission. That'd be more than fine. It depends on how you guys want to approach it, and
Okay.
if you want to do two different feedback.
Does anyone have any further questions for Chris or Josh?
Oh, no, I was just going to comment on what Josh was saying. Maybe what we do as a group, we all take a look at it individually, and then we forward our comments to you, David, like we have in the past.
Yeah,
And
I
then you
think
could
that's
just put
great.
it in one full, report or whatever, something like that. Maybe.
To me, it sounds good.
Yeah. So
Sounds good.
that report's been a long time coming. So, I mean, I'm excited to see it, and I'll take a look at it in more detail. And that's going to open the door, like we had talked about, for a lot of grant opportunities for the town. So
Yeah,
now
and
we
we
need
do
a
plan
grant
on
writer.
bringing it. we do
Yeah.
plan on bringing it to town council for a presentation from the company as well. I believe they did I think his name was Josh. He did a presentation back in the fall for you guys.
Yes.
It was
Mhm.
very detailed, and I think he called it a little bit dry.
Mhm.
But I think he's going to do something similar for the town council. So I'll just keep you guys updated when that happens. If you guys wanted to attend or just catch it on YouTube or wherever
Yes. Yeah.
they're broadcasting it.
Great.
But I think it should be similar. But that'll, like I said, at least bring the attention of the town council to it.
Oh, that's
Good, thank you. Any other questions for Josh or Chris?
No.
Okay.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
And Chris, thank you very much for joining our meeting today and sharing what's going on with the ADA self-evaluation. We appreciate your time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great to be here.
Thank you.
Looking forward to to the next steps going
Thanks
forward.
for taking care of the senior center too. You've had your work cut out, right?
Oh, lately, yes. Lately,
Yeah.
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 Some couple surprises popping up here and there, but
I know.
so is
Yeah.
the way it goes. So
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
Thanks for joining, Chris.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
Take care.
everyone. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay. Well, next thing on our agenda is Marathon Park. The one thing since last we talked that I can share with you, I did speak to the Elder Affairs Commission, and they agreed to provide a letter of support for the Disability Commission in regards to the recommended improvements at Marathon Park. They joined the Parks and Rec Commission as the second commission to support the Marathon Park project. The CPC application still needs to be completed.
Mhm.
Any questions on that, anyone?
No.
So I still haven't received it yet from the Elder Affairs, but I'll talk to Courtney about providing that shortly. Good.
Okay.
Next thing is the Disability Commission presentation at BHA. The date is May 18th. The presentation is 12:30. I had put down that I thought we should arrive maybe at noon to kind of get ready and set up and all. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So I had questions I wrote down here. Who will attend? So I know I will be there.
Yep. I will.
Lorraine,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I heard Gloria.
Mm-hmm.
Just checking
my calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karen?
No, I'm sorry. I have
That's
two
okay.
doctor's appointments already scheduled. May is my
Yeah.
catch-up month.
Okay, no problem.
So, if
I
it was
can
one,
be
I'd
there.
cancel it, but having two appointments, I don't want to cancel both.
No.
No.
I can be there, David.
Great. So
Okay.
Dave, Lorraine, Gloria, and Estelle.
Yep.
I'll contribute to sweets and Dunkin' Donuts gift cards.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of going with that, last time for, I just have a mental blank here for where you live, Karen, the,
High Pond. I'm in
Pond.
Stone Meadow.
Well,
Hello.
yeah, I threw you off too.
I'm in
I
So
feel
where
Stone
you
better
Meadow,
now,
but
because Karen doesn't know where she lives, so
Yeah,
now I feel
yeah.
better. So Stone Meadow, we did
still
like
on Florida time.
Yeah.
we did $5 Dunkin' Donut gift cards, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I comment
What?
on that
Yeah,
real
please.
quickly? Okay, I spoke to Susan Lanzikos and
Yeah.
I wanted her input and I asked
Yeah.
her if it'd be the same type of a presentation like last time, and we're going to do the same. She said, first of all, to play bingo, 6 cards cost $5 if you do want to, be involved in that.
Okay.
And then the coverall, it's an extra 50 cents a card. So I told her we would bring in Dunkin' Donuts cards for raffles. She
Yeah.
suggested if we wanted to raffle 2 $10 gift cards following the presentation immediately. And then after that, if there were additional $5 Dunkin' Donuts gift cards, those could be bingo prizes, she said.
Okay.
You want to do that? So I would be willing to, I'll buy the 2 $10 gift cards and I can do that. And we can give that out following the presentation, raffle that. And then
So,
So how many gift cards do we need that, just so I
whatever
follow?
you want to do after that, she said, the $5 ones for raffle bingo prizes, whatever you
Okay,
want to do after
So I'll
that,
be happy to do,
you know?
you're doing $20, two $10, correct? So I'll be
Yeah.
happy to do 4 $5 ones. Is that enough or do we need more?
I can get some too, David. How many do you
Before
want?
we, before we keep saying, before we go on for more, so right now, Lorraine will have your 2 10s,
Yep.
my 4 5s. Is that enough? Should we do snacks also, or do they have snacks?
I told them that we would bring in some cookies. I can bring in some cookies, whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
They
so-
they will have coffee or whatever.
Okay.
They'll have all of that, but I said we can bring in some cookies. They'll have light refreshments.
Okay,
Yeah,
So-
I'll bake something.
okay.
Yeah.
So was that you, Estelle?
Yep,
Okay, so Estelle, cookies or pastry?
I'll bake.
Yeah.
I'll bake. They'll bring pastries or cookies or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'll
David,
bring-
how about you want a couple of gift cards to like Roach Brothers or something, small ones?
what do you think, Lorraine? Is that
I
good?
think they said they like the Dunkin' Donuts ones, if
Okay.
you're willing to do
Alright.
that, you know?
I mean, I can get some $5 ones if you want me to. I can get maybe I'll get like another 3 of them so that we'll have.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that would
fine.
be
That
great.
should be more than
Sure.
enough.
Thank you.
Okay,
Fun.
Yeah,
That's
All right.
more than
that should be
enough.
plenty. That's
All right.
plenty. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay, so we got, Lorraine is doing 2 $10 ones. I'm
Yep.
doing 4 5. Larry is doing 3 5.
yeah.
And then we have Estelle making cookies, and Karen, you said you'd make something too?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
we
can
have
bring in
between
some.
that-
Karen,
think
if you're
we should-
busy, don't worry about doing
No,
refreshments.
I
Don't worry
was
about
gonna
it.
say that too, so that's.
Yeah.
No. I can bake. I can do brownies and I'll just drop them off or something I'll just drop off to you,
No.
Lorraine, the day
Yep.
before or
No
or that
worries.
morning.
No worries on that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We'll have plenty of refreshments,
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank
You
you,
don't have to
everyone,
worry.
that sounds pretty good. Now, the
Yeah.
only thing is what we're gonna talk about, well, we did the last time, if we want to do the same thing. Lorraine, you talked about the Disability Commission mission statement.
Yes.
And I'll talk about achievements and future direction. Did Susan give you any ideas of what folks over there are looking for by chance?
Okay, so this is what she did. Here's the flyer. I don't know if you guys can read it.
Yeah,
It's probably backwards, maybe. I don't know. Is it
No,
backwards or
no,
you can read
no.
it?
You can read it.
I can read
That's
it.
the flyer that she created. So they may have some questions because she put down, the Bridgewater Disabilities Commission will do a short presentation about the disabled availabilities accessible to the residents of Bridgewater. Come and join us. So I don't know if they're thinking that we're going to tell them what kind of transportation's out there. I'm not sure if they're talking that end. I don't really know. So I did
Well,
tell her
you
we
don't-
would do the,
We don't need to really have all the answers. If
No.
that's with stuff we don't know.
no,
All we
we
have
don't.
to do is say, we'll get back to them.
yeah,
And that will be fine. And
Yeah.
we actually know something about transportation available in Bridgewater anyways.
yeah.
So, yeah. So that's what we'll do for the program. And I think between you and me, we won't be more than 15 minutes, that's for sure.
Yeah, yep, that will be fun. They're looking forward to having us back.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it too. Does anyone have any questions or anything more they want to talk about that?
No.
Okay. So I think we're all got our assignments. We're all set in regard to that. So no, I'm looking
Yep.
forward to it. And
Yeah.
I'm planning to be there at noon, like I said. I think half hour before is more than
Yeah.
enough time.
I'll be there by 12 too. Yeah,
Good.
Me too.
yeah,
Okay. We can move on to the next thing.
okay.
In the last meeting, we brought up winter or summer storm and emergency preparedness. And I wrote up a thing that I presented at the Senior Center, the Elder Affairs Commission meeting last time. And they also had a presentation that was done by a college volunteer on the same day.
Mhm.
Just kind of interesting. So their thing, can people see this?
Can't
I
see
hope-
it.
No, we can't see it.
Okay. Then I'm just going to read it then. So it was a
Okay.
two-sided paper. Why preparation matters. Emergencies can happen quickly. Being prepared reduces stress. Small steps make a big difference. Quick tips. Fridge is only safe for 4 hours. Freezer is safe 24 to 48 hours if you keep the doors closed. Be ready, stay safe, emergency preparation at home. Stay connected, keep phones charged, write down emergency contacts, arrange a check-in system. Stay supplied, 2 to 3 days of food and water, medications ready, simple meals and supplies. Stay safe and comfortable, flashlights and batteries, clear walkways to prevent falls, plan for mobility and medical needs, warm clothing and blankets, keep calm and stick to simple routines. So that was the presentation that the college volunteer had. I'm
Mhm.
gonna read you mine. Hold on one moment. Okay, here it is. Severe weather events, both in winter and summer, pose serious and sometimes life-threatening challenges for older adults and individuals with disabilities. During major snowstorms, many seniors became effectively trapped in their homes, unable to open doors, blocked by snow, or safely navigate icy walkways. This isolation not only prevents access to food, medications, and medical care, but also creates dangerous conditions if emergency evacuation becomes necessary. A coordinated response is needed to ensure that vulnerable residents are not left without assistance during and after such events. One potential solution is for the senior center to partner with the local fire department,
Yeah.
public works, and volunteer organizations to establish a wellness and access program.
Mhm.
This initiative could include a registry of seniors and individuals with disabilities who may need assistance during extreme weather. Volunteers on municipal crews could be dispatched to shovel exits, clear pathways, and conduct wellness checks. The fire department, already trained in emergency responses, could play a critical role in prioritizing urgent cases and ensuring no resident is overlooked. And I went on for several more paragraphs, but I think what I thought was a little more different than what the volunteer from the college presented, in that I think a lot of seniors don't know necessarily what their next step to pursue to get help. We've had people that talked to us for the last big storm that were trapped in their homes, or they couldn't get someone to shovel for them, and they couldn't necessarily get help right away. And I think it would be, and I suggested it to Courtney at the senior center, that this is something we could work on all year long, because it's not just snow in the winter, it's also in the hot summer when we have heat waves and people are in their homes without air conditioning and they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. The senior center is not really considered a cooling center because they are only limited hours of availability, and people at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you still have the whole rest of the day in front of you, and where do you go and who do you contact? So I would like this to be something we talk about all year long and come up with a more improved plan of action for maybe the town or maybe for the Disability Commission, and kind of your opinions. But there was a lot, including my sister. She was trapped in a house in another town, Carver, for 5 days without heat or electricity. And Carver didn't have an arrangement of where they could go or someone to shovel them out. They lived in a cul-de-sac that wasn't shoveled out either. So they were just basically trapped there for 3 days of the non-power, and they finally were able to get someone to dig them out to go to a house in a different town. So I think there's a lot of people in those situations
Mhm.
with not a lot of ideas of what to do next. So does anyone have thoughts or opinions? I know it affected people in our group even, and I don't know, where they were going. Also, kind of going along with that, on my Meals on Wheels route, there's a lot of people that don't get dug out enough. Like there's one house that I went to that a lot of you would know the person, and she lives on a hill, and her yard was so poorly dug out that I had to park across the street and walk up the hill. And I was still able to do that, but there was other people that deliver meals on other days that weren't able to walk up her hill to get to the house. So there's a lot of people in need that don't know what to do.
I think what we need to do is obviously have the fire chief and the police chief involved, and let's have a discussion with them as to what worked during this blizzard, what the issues were, and what their recommendations are. I know years ago, I think I told you before, there used to be a list of people on oxygen. Do you remember, Gloria?
Do.
People with disabilities. They had some kind of a list and they could tap into that. They knew where the homes were and this and that. I'm not sure how it works now, but I think I'd really like to have them involved and have a discussion on how does this work? How did it work? What are the future plans? What does a resident do?
Right. And is there a dedicated cooling center in this town?
Yes,
Should
We
have
don't
Yes.
have one. We
You
don't
don't?
have one, Gloria. I checked on that. There is not
Yeah.
one that stays open all night.
Okay. Not good.
Because
I
last
think
summer when we had that heat wave, people were saying that they had no place to go, that they didn't have air conditioning, all they had was a fan.
Hmm.
So kind of going the opposite way, if we don't have a cooling center in the winter with storm like that, blizzard, if you lose power for 2, 3, 4 days, where do you go
Right.
in
And if
reverse?
you've given up your landline, you don't have a phone either.
That's true.
What about the
That's true.
schools, though? They aren't considered a cooling center, the schools? I thought they were.
They used to be.
They
I thought they
used to
used
be,
to
but I
be.
don't think they do it anymore.
Really?
At least I haven't heard of it.
I think what we need to do is, why don't we develop some questions, and maybe at some point we can have, ask the Chief Del Monte and
Right.
Chief Schlatt to actually present and, give us some answers, or, where are we at with all of this, and
Right.
what are the future preparations? I know they have a CERT team and this and that. Let's kind of figure this out.
I
You
think
know?
that's a good idea, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Also, I think the situation is something that could be handled all year long, of developing some kind of program for this, because just on the Meals on Wheels people that, I'm privy to, or some of the other people that I know, there was one person that I know that they never cleaned up their driveway from the fall leaves and branches. So then you have snow on top of branches and leaves and stuff. And their driveway was basically almost impossible to get to for many of these storms.
Right.
That, someone helped dig out a little bit of a pathway for them, but they couldn't get out of the house, and no one ever cleaned off their porch even to walk down the stairs. So if there was a health crisis for them, they would be in trouble. So I think there's more people than you realize that are struggling with
Yes.
heat or cold, or power
Yeah.
loss or whatever, and they don't know what to do. We don't know where you'd go if we lost power. I
No.
think there's a lot of people that are less connected that would have even less ideas.
And there are a lot of houses now, David, that have ramps. I'm noticing more and more ramps on houses. So if those get covered with snow
Oh, yeah.
and you're in a wheelchair or you have mobility issues, you can't even use the ramp.
Right.
Yeah.
So how are they going to get out of their house?
No, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. So I think that's something we could kind of explore, and we don't have to come up with, like Lorraine said, an immediate answer, but if we could get the fire chief and the police chief involved and kind of find, maybe there is programs that we don't know about. So
Right.
if we knew more about what the town has for programs and plans, then, it would just make us be more of a resource for people that, we could share it with more people we know.
Do we think that maybe, does Kathy Hayes have any sort of list that could help us out, like of people who need certain, specific help? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, that's a good idea. We could ask her.
Yeah.
I
Find
mean,
out
not,
who can
and not have her
help.
divulge anything that, that she's not supposed to, just as a general, does she know of certain individuals that have specific ongoing needs where, we could get them some info? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud.
No, it's a good idea. And,
Yeah.
we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. If it's in place,
Yeah.
then that's great. We'll work with it. But I just would like to know more of how we could help people, or even ourselves. Like I don't know how much I would survive if we didn't have power or heat for 4 or 5 days. I mean, I would want to know where to go. So I'll work to coming up with like a basic idea that maybe reach out, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Yep.
sounds
I
good.
can help develop something also, David.
I appreciate
I'll think of
that.
some ideas, and also to let the board know, Triad is going to be having the Red Cross for a program in June, and that's
Okay.
going to be phenomenal because she's going to touch on not only fire-related issues and how they help support, but she might even be touching on the weather-related things. I mean, anything having to do with, with any kind of emergency situation. It's going to be a great program, and that will be in June.
Good. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else in regard to that, folks? Okay, so the next thing on the agenda would be the future High Pond presentation. I know, Karen, I just got something for you. You reached out to them?
Yeah, I guess the chairman of the board is also in Florida until this week. So, so I've emailed him. I'm waiting to hear. I've asked if we could be, to do the same type of presentation we did at Stone Meadow. And I know they do the first Wednesday of the month. So I asked if maybe June 3rd or July 1st would be available for us to be on their agenda, and I'll wait to see what he comes back with, and we'll do the same thing.
That sounds good to me. Anyone have questions for Karen in regard to that?
I would have to look at my calendar for the June one, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up
what
with,
he comes up with.
And, I'll present it to you guys. If not enough of us can do it, then we'll have to go into August. There's no rush on it, but we'll get it done.
Okay. Well, we're always so busy, aren't we? Go ahead. The next thing was the Low Vision Network. Now, Lorraine, was your baby. I think you had verify they could come to the May 26th meeting.
Yes, it's going to be Rhonda Guerin from District S, Lions Club Low Vision Network representative will be attending our May 26th 2 p.m. Zoom to give us an overview.
Good.
So she is scheduled for May 26th for us.
Okay. So. Could you resend me the spelling of her name and all so that I get it right when I write up the next agenda?
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yep.
At the last meeting, we talked about sidewalk and crosswalk accessibility. It was recommended we walk and take pictures of downtown areas of concern and all. I know I did not do anything in regard to that since our last meeting. Did anyone get an opportunity to do that?
No.
It's something, I mean, again, it's not an end game that we needed today, but you know what? We've had people that have complained and voiced concern. Sometimes they have, legitimate concern. Some areas are not, that bad, but I think it's important that we kind of keep, an eye on the downtown area to check and keep an eye on the accessibility. So I will make a real effort to walk an area of it by the next meeting. And if I see anything of concern, I will take pictures and so forth and let you know where I walked and all that. Okay. Last time we talked about the parking concerns at Academy Building. I know that Josh had filled us in that some of the folks are now parking at the not used fire station downtown, which could open additional spots at the Academy Building. I don't know if anyone has found that it's better. Is there still issues with the Academy Building parking? I'm not really sure. I look as I go by, and which is very, very often, and I've seen a few spots open, so, but I'm not sure. Has anyone had an issue at all?
No,
Haven't
I
been-
pay a lot of things online now.
And that's it. Anything anyone would like to bring up for today or for you want to see in the next meeting?
I would, David.
Okay, please.
Okay, as you know, our One Book, One Community, the theme was on accessibility. So we've done a lot of different programs, and one of them we did was at Bridgewater State University in the science building, and it was about the Excel program. And what a phenomenal presentation. Actually, if some of you recall, Zach Chipman was actually part of our commission a couple years back.
Yep.
So he is, I don't know if he is considered the director of Excel or maybe he's just a coordinator, but he did a great presentation about this program. And I asked him if he would be willing to maybe give more or less a condensed version of the program to us at one of our commission meetings on Zoom. And he said he definitely would. So maybe in the next couple months or something, if we want to think about having him come on and talk about this program for disabled
Sure.
students.
Yeah, Lorraine, do you think that's something, because there's the five of us, but that's a kind of a small group. Is it merit inviting like the Elder Affairs Commission members?
Oh,
or
yes, yes.
people from other groups to kind of make it, more of a base?
Why don't we do that? Or should we partner with you guys something maybe with one of your meetings or whatever or however you want to do it? I don't know. But
I don't know.
yeah.
I can't take over for Courtney, but I could ask her about that. Did you
Yeah.
send me what that program entails exactly?
Yep.
So I can,
I
okay.
will. I will.
And then I could discuss it with her, and maybe
Yes.
she would want to have it there, and then we could just
Yeah.
join them or
Yeah.
however.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Yeah.
I always feel bad when we have these presentations and there's like 4 or 5 of us, and it's
I
kind of
know.
have a bigger group.
No.
Well, thank you. That's really good.
Mhm.
That will be a program for another month. That's excellent. Anything else anyone else would like to discuss?
I do want to mention something that happened to me on Saturday. We went to vote Saturday morning,
Yes.
and there were no available parking spaces at all Saturday morning.
Right,
We
nothing.
we went around
Wow.
and around and around. Finally gave up and went to the tennis courts, but that necessitated walking from the tennis
wait.
courts around the entire building. I had my cane. Alan had forgotten his, so he was holding on to me, which is not good because I'm
Mm.
on my cane, and so he's holding on to me on one side.
Mm.
I'm balancing
Yeah.
on my cane. By the time we finally got into the building, I was in pain, a lot of pain. And I spoke to the woman at the counter that was checking us in, and I said, I cannot go out the way I came in. I said,
Mhm.
someone's going to have to find a way to get me out to the back of the tennis courts. And she said, oh, I don't know if we can do that. And I said, you're going to do that because this was ridiculous. And so she said, well, maybe the officer can take you out. And she said, well, let me go find out. So she finally got Tina, who I know,
Mhm.
and Tina came and
Yeah.
she said, I will walk you through the building to get you out through the back. But I said to Tina, I said, Tina, what is going on? I said, because you don't have spaces for people who want to vote. I said, the handicap spaces are all filled. And I said, there's no space for people who are handicapped, no spaces for older people or people with disabilities to vote. I see cars leaving. They're going around and they're just going. They're not even going in the back because they can't walk it. And she said she forgot there was a baseball game.
Right, and it's
Totally
they
forgot
did.
there was a baseball game. So all the baseball parents took all the spaces. So there's got to be some kind of communication between departments and different community groups on a day that we have voting. If the games are in the morning, maybe they can park in the tennis courts or something, but it discourages people from voting. And I think we're
That's a
defeating.
big thing. That's a big thing, Estelle,
It is
because
a big thing. And I think, if you're older or you've got a disability, how much are you going to put into voting? I mean, I was determined. I had made up my mind I was voting, but I mean, a lot of people just say the heck with it. They just leave.
Yeah,
know,
my
I
husband arrived the
saw a
same
lot of
time.
parents not
Yeah.
voting. They just came off the field, put
Yeah.
their kids in the car, and they left.
Mike,
So, I
Mike,
mean,
Mike went at the same time, Estelle, and he said it was a madhouse nightmare, and I
it
don't
was
even know
crazy.
where he parked.
It was absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. This should not have happened. It should not have
only
happened.
about 11% of registered voters
Right.
voted. So
But I
think
wonder
we're
how many
talking-
votes they lost because
Yeah.
of that.
We're talking only like 11 or 1,200 people voted for the whole day. So from voting itself, there probably wasn't at one time that many people there.
Well, I talked to people in the afternoon, and they said there were spaces in the afternoon. That was
I
not
went
an
in
issue.
later
It was the
afternoon.
morning that was the
Yeah.
problem, and that was the ball games.
Well,
So
I
maybe on a
wonder-
day that we have town elections, we shouldn't schedule ball games in the morning.
Well, that's a good point. And
Yeah.
if you remember when Marilee Hunt was the town clerk, she was very on top of everything to do with voting and accessibility and so forth. I wonder if we should now's the time to do it before the next time we're
Right.
voting. Who would a letter from the
This was
Occoquan
Tina Larson,
Director,
Tina
Tina,
Larson.
town clerk.
Yeah, town
I
clerk.
did tell her. I said you should not have had a baseball game going at the same time. I mean, she probably has nothing to do with baseball, but
No, but
she should know that it was scheduled.
who would you CC it besides Tina Larson? Would you CC the town manager?
The town manager, I would think so.
CC town
right?
manager.
Yes.
What do you guys think? I think that's a big
Well-
deal because you're basically saying you almost could not vote, Estelle, because it was almost
Yeah.
impossible for you to walk to the voting.
And the same thing for Norman and I. We almost
Yeah.
left. We didn't. We ended up parking. We were out on the side road across the street from the cemetery, like a little bit further down. And I said to Norman, we're going to get hit if we stay here.
Oh, jeez.
But like Estelle, we were determined to vote as well. And so, and that day, it wasn't just the baseball, it was some kind of tailgating, and they were like, parents were coming in and out. And you're right, it was total bedlam. And it was dangerous. It was dangerous, actually. So not a good face for the town, you know?
No, not at all. No, at all.
And
Yeah.
actually, the voting should come first because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have a safe and accessible
Yeah.
spot for voting. So I think that should be the first priority on that
Yes.
day of the voting. So, Estelle, I'm really, really happy you brought that up. My suggestion would be that we write up a well-worded couple paragraphs to send to Tina Larson as town clerk, CC to the town manager,
Yeah.
and just let them know that, multiple people found it very difficult to assess the voting booth, basically based on the parking situation.
Mhm.
And that would give them plenty of time before the next election.
Right.
What is the next election? The November one? wouldn't it
November.
be at this point?
November.
Yeah,
right?
the midterm elections.
Mm.
So good. Well, thank you very much, Estelle. That's a good one. Anyone else want to bring up something? Okay.
We're good.
Next meeting is
Good
May
meeting.
26th at 2:00 again, back to our normal time. It
Okay.
was kind of a crazy afternoon for all of us that attended.
Yeah.
But it was very nice to volunteer luncheon at the senior center.
Cool.
And thank you everyone for agreeing to having this meeting a little bit later. And thank you, Josh, for, working with us in regard to this.
Yep,
I
sorry about the
know.
delay
Thank you.
again.
Thank you very much,
All right.
Josh, really.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
No problem.
Josh.
Be well, everyone.
So,
Yeah,
Bye.
take care, everybody.
motion to adjourn.
Oh, I make that motion to adjourn.
And I'll second it.
Gloria.
I second it.
I see you, Estelle. Thank you.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned, and thank you all for your input. Appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good
Thanks.
afternoon, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you very
too.
much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.